The Bible contains numerous prophecies, many of which believers argue are being fulfilled or are on the verge of fulfillment in our times. Below, we'll delve into 4 major prophecies that some interpret as imminent based on biblical texts, theological analysis, and contemporary events. These prophecies span both the Old and New Testaments and have been subjects of extensive interpretation and debate among theologians and lay believers alike. Before we start, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our video, please hit the like button. This will help us reach more people and create content for you. Now let's get started with today's video. The Reestablishment of Israel as a Nation. Scriptural basis, Ezekiel 36-37, Isaiah chapter 66 verse 8. Description. The Bible foretells the scattering of the Jewish people among the nations and their subsequent regathering to the land of Israel. One of the most quoted passages is Ezekiel's vision of the dry bones in Ezekiel chapter 37, symbolizing the resurrection of Israel as a nation. Fulfillment analysis. The Reestablishment of Israel in 1948 is often cited as a significant fulfillment of this prophecy. Isaiah chapter 66 verse 8 states, "Who has ever heard of such things? Who has ever seen things like this? Can a country be born in a day or a nation be brought forth in a moment?" This passage is seen by many as pointing directly to the rapid establishment of the modern state of Israel. Since 1948, Israel has continued to gather Jewish people from around the world, which some believers view as ongoing fulfillment of Ezekiel's prophecy. 2. The return of Jews to Israel. Scriptural basis, Jeremiah chapter 23 verses 3-8, Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 24. Description. Prophecies in Jeremiah and Ezekiel speak of a time when God will gather the Jewish people from all the countries where they have been scattered and bring them back to their own land. Fulfillment analysis. Post-1948, there has been a significant and continual aliyah, immigration of Jews to Israel. Jeremiah chapter 23 verses 3-8 speaks of God gathering the remnant of his flock out of all the countries and bringing them back to their pasture. Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 24 similarly states, "For I will take you from among the nations, gather you out of all countries, and bring you into your own land." The influx of Jews from diverse regions such as Russia, Ethiopia, and the United States into Israel is seen as a direct fulfillment of these passages. 3. The restoration of the temple. Scriptural basis, Daniel chapter 9 verse 27, Matthew chapter 24 verse 15, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4. Description. The Bible predicts the rebuilding of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. Daniel chapter 9 verse 27 and Matthew chapter 24 verse 15 mention the abomination of desolation, which many interpret as requiring a physical temple. Paul's letter to the Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4, also speaks of the man of sin setting himself up in God's temple. Fulfillment analysis. There are currently no definitive plans to rebuild the temple, but there have been preparations and significant interest among certain Jewish groups. The Temple Institute in Jerusalem has been working on reconstructing sacred vessels and garments necessary for temple worship. Additionally, there have been discussions about the architectural and logistical challenges of rebuilding the temple on the Temple Mount, a site of significant religious and political sensitivity. 4. The rise of a global government and economic system. Scriptural basis, Revelation chapter 13 verses 1-18, Daniel chapter 7 verse 23. Description. The book of Revelation describes a global political leader, the beast, who will establish a one-world government and a unified economic system where no one can buy or sell without a specific mark, the mark of the beast. Daniel chapter 7 verse 23 also speaks of a fourth kingdom that will devour the whole. Fulfillment analysis. The rise of globalization, advancements in technology, and efforts towards creating unified economic systems and digital currencies are seen by some as precursors to this prophecy's fulfillment. Revelation chapter 13 verses 16-17 mentions the mark required to buy or sell, which some interpret in the context of modern technology, such as microchips and digital identity systems. Additionally, the increasing centralization of political power in international institutions is viewed by some as a move towards the prophesied global government. Detailed examination. The Reestablishment of Israel. The prophecy concerning the reestablishment of Israel as a nation, Ezekiel chapter 37, is often regarded as a major fulfilled prophecy. The vision of dry bones represents the nation of Israel, once dead and scattered, coming back to life and being regathered. In 1948, the proclamation of the State of Israel was a pivotal moment in history, interpreted by many as a direct fulfillment of Isaiah chapter 66 verse 8. This event catalyzed a series of subsequent fulfillments. including the return of Jews from diaspora, Aliyah, and the establishment of a thriving state against considerable odds. The return of Jews to Israel. The return of Jews to Israel has been ongoing since the 19th century but significantly accelerated after 1948. The passages in Jeremiah and Ezekiel speak to a large-scale return from the four corners of the earth. For instance, Operation Solomon in 1991 airlifted thousands of Ethiopian Jews to Israel. Seen as a direct act of prophetic fulfillment, this ongoing return is seen not just as a demographic movement but as a fulfillment of a divine promise. The restoration of the temple. The rebuilding of the temple remains a future event in many eschatological frameworks. The references to the abomination of desolation in Daniel and Matthew, and Paul's reference to the man of sin in the temple, suggest a literal temple will exist in the end times. Current preparations by groups like the Temple Institute highlight an anticipation and readiness for this event. While political and religious complexities make this prophecy challenging, the preparations reflect a belief in its imminent fulfillment. The rise of a global government and economic system. The concept of a global government and economic system as depicted in Revelation chapter 13 has sparked much discussion. The technological advancements in digital currencies, surveillance, and identification systems are seen as potential tools for implementing such a system. For instance, the rise of cryptocurrencies and digital IDs aligns with the prophecy about controlling buying and selling through a mark. Additionally, the push for global governance through bodies like the United Nations is viewed as a precursor to the prophesied one world government. Conclusion: the fulfillment of these biblical prophecies is subject to interpretation and belief. However, many see the Reestablishment of Israel, the ongoing return of Jews, the preparations for the Third Temple, and the rise of global governance and technology as clear signs that these prophecies are either already fulfilled or are on the brink of fulfillment. These events are viewed within the framework of biblical eschatology, providing a lens through which contemporary events are interpreted in light of ancient prophecies. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. I hope you like this video. Thank you.